טוב, פרק י"ט, פסוק כ"ג. יראת השם לחיים. To have fear of God brings life. ושבע ילין, ואל יפקד רע. And he should rest, satisfied, free of of bad, saved from any bad. So says the Gaon like this. Yirat Hashem lechaim means that when you fear Hashem, when you have Yirat Hashem, yes, that's what brings you to true life. Not only that, that he'll be satisfied and full. And not only that, and that he will not be hurt by nothing bad will come to him. All this from what? From Yirat Hashem. So then the Gaon explains. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave as part of nature of men that men should fall asleep. And when a person sleeps, the natural course of things is that his soul, his neshama, yes, elevates itself, goes all the way to Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, to the Shiva, to Gan Eden, to the Yeshiva of heaven. And there, while he sleeps, he learns Torah. And the Zohar says that not only learns Torah, but we reveal to the neshama a lot of secrets of the Torah. And says the Gaon, what a person cannot learn in 70 years of full atmada of learning Torah, yes, a person learns in 1 hour when he goes to sleep. That's how much Torah the neshama gets in its sleep. When the neshama is able to elevate itself to go to Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, which depends on the actions of the person during that day. But yes, if everything goes as planned and normal, and the person behaves correctly, the neshama elevates itself, goes to Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, learns there, and every hour the neshama is there, what it learns equals to more than 70 years of Torah learned in this world. However, there's no reward for that Torah. Meaning he cannot benefit from that Torah. The reward itself is that he's learning Torah there. That's the reward. But he doesn't get any advantages from that Torah that he learned at night. However, what the person will learn during the day, with all the challenges and with all the difficulties that comes with it, that's what brings him to Olam Haba. So the Torah of Olam Hazeh, the Torah of Olam Hazeh grants the person Olam Haba. The Torah that the person learns at night he doesn't get Olam Haba. So now says the Gaon like this: what the person learns in this world, and Be'yirat Hashem, in the Torah that the person learns with Yirat Hashem in this world, yes, that's what brings him lechaim. What does it mean by Yirat lechaim? Yirat Hashem lechaim brings him to the chaim, the true chaim, which is Olam Haba. And that's what it means, Saveh Yalin. Right? Now, what happens, Saveh Yalin? And he rests satisfied. That's at night. He's satisfied from the Torah that he learns from the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala. So now, says Shlomo Melech like this. When during your day, you have Torah with Yirat Hashem that gives you Olam Haba. And at night, because you learned Torah during the day with Yirat Hashem, at night you elevate, your neshama elevate itself to learn in the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, and there we reveal to you all the secrets of the Torah, secrets of the Torah. When you have these two, the outcome is what? Bali Pakedra. Now, when that happens, yes, whoever tries to hurt you physically, emotionally, or spiritually cannot touch you. Because that combination between the Torah that is learned with Yirat Hashem in this world and the Torah that is taught to him in Olam Haba, in the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, together create that protection from any bad or any misfortune. The Torah in Yirat Hashem, what does that mean, Torah in Yirat Hashem? Is to learn Torah, yes, understanding why you're learning the Torah. That's Torah in Yirat Hashem, for the right reason. So when you learn Torah for the right reason, with the right kavanah, that Torah unlocks the ability to elevate your neshama when you go to sleep, so that it can then learn in the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala and be revealed those secrets. So that layer of Mesirut Nefesh in this world, plus the Kedusha of the Torah in the Olam, in the Olam of the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala, together, now the person is protected from any negative influence, from any misfortune. Not only that, that you cannot be even confused, meaning the negativity, the negative forces may want to confuse you, meaning the Yetzer Hara. Even from that, you're protected. מבפנים ובחוץ.
Yeah, pretty well. You mentioned some glass over here. Can I have my size?
Good? No?
No, it makes sense. It's just
Tell me what?
um the idea that there is a reward essentially, because originally the Gon was saying we don't have any benefit from that Torah that happens at night.
No, the reward that you get is from the Yirat Hashem. Let's think about it, because the Torah Yirat Hashem is what triggers the Torah Bashamayim in the Yeshiva Shel Ma'ala. And so essentially, that comes from what? From the Torah in with Yirat Hashem, right? That leads eventually to the Shmirah.
And so what can we say that if someone is suffering or has I guess the word is it's protecting him from evil. What's
No,
evil?
it's a different, yes, correct. It's when the Yetzer Hara tries to come and be mebalbel you and distract you and hurt you. And not talking about, it's not saying that you're protected from Isurim or Nisyonot.
He's protected from the Yetzer Hara.
Yes, from the Yetzer Hara himself.
Mhm. So the protection is the protection is
From the Yetzer Hara.
thank you.
Or also from somebody bad that's trying to hurt you. That also. Yeah? פסוק כ"ד. Good? Good? תמן עצל ידו בצלחת. The lazy, yeah, puts his hand in his own plate. גם אל פיהו לא ישיבנה, even in his mouth he's not going to bring it. Meaning bring the mouth to his, he's not going to bring the food from the plate to his mouth. Says the Gaon, תמן עצל ידו בצלחת. Is somebody that puts his hand, what we call today, in his pockets. It goes like this. At the time, they used to put the hand in between the garment and the body. Okay. Yes, like this. That's what they used to put their hands. Today, you put your hand in your pocket. Yes. So that body language is the body language, says the Gaon, of a atzel, of a lazy person. And when the person behaves like that, even to make an effort when he has food in front of him and a plate in front of him to put the food in his mouth, even that he won't do. Meaning, what needs to be for him to do, what he needs to do for his own benefit, he will slack off. Yes. So the Gaon explains. The Atzel, the lazy, his hands. What does it mean? He puts his hand in his chek inside. He's coming to hug himself. He's busy cuddling himself. That's atzlanut. That's laziness. When a person is busy cuddling himself, meaning making himself comfortable, yes, and comforting his body, that is called atzlut. That is called laziness. And when a person is busy with that, he's not busy doing any mitzvot. Not only that, even when it comes to what is good for his body, he's not going to take care of it. And then he explains and he says the following: how does this atzlut applies in avodat Hashem? Is when the person is lazy or careless to do more than what he learns, than what's in his mouth. Because we know that you have to, you have to always do more than what you learn. Right? That's what we learn in Masechet Avot. So when you are lazy to do and you end up learning more than you actually do, yes? So the fact that you do less than what you learn in itself is a sign of laziness. Because in a ratio, you have to always be more productive of mitzvot, do more mitzvot than the actual limud. Okay? This is an ashkafa that is very interesting because we tend to be focused on our learning, and it's very easy to be stuck in the theory and in concepts and ideas. Here, Shlomo HaMelech, set forth the importance of translating ideas into actions. And if you don't translate ideas into actions, limud, learning into practice, this is in the Avodat Hashem a definition of laziness, of atzlut. With all the collateral damage that atzlut has that we've learned in the past. Yes? And why does that come? Why a person would be atzel? Because he's comfortable. Yes? In which way? Like, how is he comforting himself? He's comforting himself by the idea of that he's learning and that he's busy with the thought and he's busy with the machshavot and he's busy with the with the idea of the Torah. Good. It's an important yesod this to always learn to translate limud into action. Pasuk kafeh. Let's take the let's the scoffer, yeah, the fool, take, hit. Upeti yarim. And the simple mind will become harum, will become clever. Ve'ochiach lenavon, and rebuke the intelligent. Yavin da'at, and he will gain knowledge. He will learn knowledge. Here the Gaon shines light on chinuch in this pasuk. Let's take. Who is the let's? Who is this scoffer? Who is that fool? המדבר דברים בטלים וליצנות. Like we said in the past. A let's is someone that speaks nonsense, that speaks divrei ליצנות, is a jokester, and he talks a lot about nothing. And there's no benefit from all this talk. Yeah? So a let is somebody that talks a lot about a lot of things that are meaningless, that don't benefit him nothing. Not only does it doesn't benefit in any way, but even his body doesn't benefit. So what's the issue? That if he doesn't benefit from his body, that means even his body doesn't benefit, that means he's completely careless. Yes? He's completely disconnected. So says the Gaon, let's take. What do you mean take? Why do you have to hit him? Because the tochacha doesn't work. Even if you rebuke and you reprove him, it's not going to help. Because he's so full of himself, and he's so light of about life, and disconnected from any important responsibility, etc., that the words of tochacha will not help. And even if you say tochacha, he's going to take it so lightly that it's going to be like words of nothing. Therefore, what is the way to remediate to this problem with the let's? Take. So what happens? Now, when you hit him, you physically hurt him. He's going to realize because of his desires and his nonsense, it led him to this physical pain. And that physical pain will wake him up to want to change his path and fix himself. So what do you see? That sometimes physical pain is a solution to awake a person that is so far from responsibilities and seriousness that that's what he needs to in order to change and to wake up. He needs a physical pain to change, and that's what brings him back. Okay? When you see the let's, when you see somebody behaving in a way where there is no to'elet, there is no outcome, not even a bad outcome, there's no outcome whatsoever. The only way to wake that person up is through physical pain. That's the let's. The petty, we said what is petty? Shemitpate achar ta'avotav is the one that gets triggered by his desires, right? And he's focused on his pleasures. What happens when he sees that the let's gets beaten up? So the petty starts picking up what he smells coffee. He understands what's going on. So he says, "Oof, what do I need to live this life and waste my time and focus only on my ta'avot? Let me change." That's Ya'arim. He's going to become clever. From what he becomes clever? From the pain that the let's and the punishment that the let's is afflicted. So and now he's gonna work on himself and not let himself be influenced or driven by the desires and by the futilities. He's gonna change. That's the petty. So it's interesting. The only way to get to him is through a physical pain, meaning touching him in from inside. Yes, physical pain is a pain that radiates in his body. The petty, no, the petty is a point of reference. It's enough that he sees what's going on around him to pick up, but it's still fear. Yes, it's the fear of the pain that's about to come on him that triggers the change, and that's the cleverness. The orma is to be able to understand and extrapolate, yes, a situation and understand what's about to happen on you before it happens based on what you see around you. That's the orma. ופתי יערים, והוכיח לנבון יבין דעת. The navon, the one that has bina, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to have to afflict pain of a let's next to him. Nothing. All you have to do, you have to reprove him with words of chokhmah, words that are of meaning, and on his own, yavin da'at, On his own, he's gonna understand what needs to be done. And we know what Yavin Da'at. With the Bina, he's going to get to the Da'at. Yavin Da'at. The Bina, we bring him to the Da'at. That's he's called a Navon. If he's called a Navon, then he has Bina, and we say Imen Bina and Da'at. Right? So through the Bina, yes, so the discernment and the understanding of the words that he's being told, he'll be able to apply that chokhmah, that wisdom in his life, and right away see practical outcome of what needs to be done, and project practical behavior of and changes that need to happen, because he sees the path, he sees the direction. So there is a difference between the petit and the Navon. The petit also projects, but he projects from what? From an emotion, from a feeling of pain, right? The petit sees the let's in pain, and he's able to project that pain and say, "Ooh la la, I can relate to that pain." Yes, therefore I need to change because I feel the pain now before the pain came. The Navon doesn't focus on the pain. The Navon, you tell him words of tochacha, of things that are not good, and on his own, he sees what's not good within him, and on his own, yes, finds ways to better himself because he wants to become better. That's the Yavin Da'at. And if you recall, Perek Yud yes, yes.
So in that case of the Navon, you're telling him the words of pain, or what do you?
No, the Tochacha. You give him the
Okay,
Tochacha.
okay. So you're just telling him, you're giving him tochacha, and through that and through
He
that he
already
comes.
he already knows what he has to do. Yes, he already understands what needs to be done, the path that needs to be changed, the avodah that needs to be applied. He gets very practical and makes the changes. If you recall in Perek Yud Zayin, we had a similar lesson. Tehat ge'ara b'mevin, me'akot kesil me'a. Right? A rebuke of a mevin is better, yeah, does more than 100 hits of a to a ksil. Remember that?
What parak was that you said?
Perek Yud Zayin pasuk Yud.
Yeah.
So we go from the afflict and והדבר מובן, yes, because the bar da'at lives in the navon lives in his brain, lives with the da'at, lives with intelligence. So you speak to that language and he understands that. That's the language he speaks. The peti is a ta'avot, right? What is ta'avot? You project a pleasure, and that's what motivates you to go and get that pleasure. So the same way you're motivated by a pleasure, you'll be also scared by an upcoming pain. That's the peti that sees the pain. And the let's, who's completely full and is completely disconnected, all he cares is his body, right? That's all there is. There's nothing else. Yes. So for him, yes, the only way to talk to him is through the pain of the body. So you see that depending on where you're holding in your essence, in your avodah, this is what will determine the language HaKadosh Baruch Hu will speak to you. Yes, if you live in a world of ta'avot and of physical, of all physicality, then Hakadosh Baruch Hu will talk to you on the physical. If Hakadosh Baruch Hu, if you are is motivated by ta'avot and the pleasures, Hakadosh Baruch Hu is going to scare you. Yes, he's going to apply fear. And if you live a life of da'at and chokhmah, then Hakadosh Baruch Hu will rebuke you, will bring you musar in the level of reproof and rebuke of tochachot. The way Shlomo HaMelech is addressing this pasuk is not only on how we should apply, yes, our tochacha or our effort to help somebody to better themselves, but that's also the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu deals with us.
How do we explain the second level? The first one is if you are all about physical, then Hashem will reprimand you physically.
Yes.
If you are
If
Navon,
you're
it means you, yeah.
petty, first the petty, the second petty. Yarim, the petty is what? The petty is motivated by his tavot, right? So what's a tava? You have a desire in your mind, and that desire motivates you, triggers your behavior to want to get to that tava, right? So what stimulates you?
Your
The
tavot.
imagination, the tava, right? The imagine the this pleasure. So keneged you have pleasure and you have fear. So Hakadosh Baruch Hu will apply fear. That from that fear you'll understand it. Yeah, it's not physical pain like the lids. And then the navon he lives his life with bina, discernment, chokhmah, da'at. So Hakadosh Baruch Hu will bring him tochacha that is understood al pi da'at and bina. So the person, based on his behavior and where he's holding, will dictate how Kadosh Baruch Hu will also interact with him.
That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, pretty intense when you think about it in depth. So we will hold here Be'ezrat Hashem, Pasuk Kafhe. We just did
One
Pasuk.
question.
Yes.
How do you know that you are doing more actions than studying? Because you already do actions. How do you use that?
Chazak. Chazak. So the question is that it's there's a ratio based on your approach of your study. For example, if you study for the theory, yes, then then you stay in theory. But if you study to practice, you'll always find a practical way, like an opportunity to apply what you've studied. That's the difference between the two. Yes, are you learning for the theory or are you learning for the practice? And when the practice comes, you'll practice it. So, to for the
חכם עיניו
mitzvot.
בראשו.
כן, well, yes. So Chachamim wants to tell you, יותר מלימודך עשה, that you should do more than what you learn. הכוונה, meaning you should be more focused on the asiyah, on the application of what you learn, than on its theory. That's the limud. Because on the other we say Talmud Torah כנגד כולם, right? Talmud Torah כנגד כולם, to learn Torah is better than any mitzvot. נכון. But so how do you reconcile the two? It depends if you learn to practice or if you learn to learn for the theory of learning. You understand? Or
Yes. Well, is there people that they study not to put it in practice? Why do they study?
not everybody. A lot of people they go to shiurim just for the pleasure of the shiur. They leave the shiur. נגמר הסיפור. What do you mean? An hour ago, we spoke about Lashon Hara, and now you talk to me about Lashon Hara?
Okay.
You understand? How many people go to Shiurim and they leave the Shiur, they didn't learn nothing. It's all theory. There's no practice, nothing to be applied.
Maybe they are trying and they are
We're not talking
excel.
about that. We're not talking about that.
Okay.
We're talking about the Hashkafa
Yashkafa
of
is not to learn. Okay.
Yoter milimutcha aseh. You should always do more than what you learn. Akavana, apply more than the theory of the learning.
Okay.
Rabbi, does this have anything to do? I think it was last week. I don't remember which pasuk, but we spoke about quality, not quantity, when it comes to someone who is doing teshuvah and how he has to go slow and make sure that he's filled with the actions, as opposed to someone we
Yes.
saw.
Nachon. Nachon, it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It's just that there it's applied on the teshuvah, which is the ladder of itself, of its own. The ladder of teshuvah we spoke about.
Well, which pasuk? Do you remember which pasuk that was?
I think it's Perek Yudchet, at the end of Perek Yudchet. Hold on. Well, we spoke about it in Perek Tetzain Pasuk Chet, Merov Tevuot Belo Mishpat, and also Yud Zayin. Let me see, remember Yud Zayin. Before this Pasuk is intention. So no, that's not it. I thought Mechaseh B'Shabbat, it's something similar, but
Remember the concept that
yeah. Sure.
I know it's killing. I'll try to go through my notes.
Looked at Zayin.
Pasuk Tetzain?
No, Perek Zayin.
It was that long ago?
Maybe the Sulam. You're talking about the Sulam, right?
We spoke
Sulam.
about
Yes.
how someone who is, we see it a lot by someone who is chozor b'tshuva, and we see that they are now opening themselves up to isurim. And we spoke about a sugula of how to prevent it is to go very slow. Don't jump. So meaning learn the Torah, but keep yourself filled with the actions.
Yes.
Right. So and through that you're building. We said when you do that, you build your protection. You're building your like your You're building yourself, and that gives you the protection. Otherwise, you go too fast. You're not focusing on the details, and then you're allowing Chas Shalom, someone allows Isurim into their life.
That's in Perek, no, that's in the beginning of Yutet. Look at Pasuk Bet. Tov Rash. Sorry.
Pasuk Yutet.
No,
Perek
פרק
Yutet.
י"ט, פסוק ב' גם בלא דעת נפש לא טוב, ואז ברגליים חוטא. That you don't know the shoresh of the chet. So you have to know the shoresh of the chet in order to grow slowly, slowly. And look at pasuk also Gimel. These are the psukim. Yeah, pasuk ב' and Gimel פרק י"ט. טוב.
Thank you very much.
So we completed pasuk כ"ה בעזרת השם.
Bye bye.
בשורות טובות.
Thank you.
בשורות
Amen.
טובות.
Have a beautiful day. Thank you.
טוב.
Bye.